All right, guys. Welcome to another beautiful game breakdown. Got a guest with us this time. Introduce yourself.
All right, my name is Zach. I'm a sophomore now, and I support Chelsea. And my favorite player of all time is Paulo Dybala because he's the one who actually got me into the game.
Yeah, we had to delay this pod a little bit because moving out, year over, had to do some shit. But
Yeah, just some reintroductions here, but I'm Justice. As you can tell, Barca fan.
I'm Christian, AC Mon.
So let's get into it. Some stuff that we need to talk about today, just for like a little bit of an itinerary. We're gonna talk about the end of the first leg and how me and Christian were all wrong on our predictions.
Whoa!
Okay, maybe not the first, maybe not
I have this down that
the Arsenal
I,
game,
I,
the Arsenal game. Maybe not the Arsenal
like
game,
to-
but like the PSG game. We're gonna
so
talk
let's
about
get
the
this
second
straight.
leg as
You were
well.
wrong. I
Well,
was right.
okay, yeah, okay, more or less, and we're gonna talk about the second leg. We're gonna talk about the Premier League and match week 35. And we're also gonna talk about El Clasico that took place on Sunday.
There's also a couple other events I have down here myself that I wanted to touch on, but first of all, let's get into the UCL. I know, Zach, I know you watched that. If anyone wasn't watching that, I think they missed out on one of the greatest games of all time. We're talking about first leg for now. We'll get to the second leg. But Bayern PSG, let's start with that because that's going to take us the longest to just talk about. What a game. What a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, just what was it? 5-4, 5-4 for the first leg.
5-4 for PSG to Bayern.
Yes, 9 goals and within 70 minutes. I think that was probably one of the best games I've ever watched in the Champions League. I mean, me and Christian watched it together on a big screen, and it was just we were like yelling a lot. There was a lot of yelling, a lot of things happening.
I'd like to say, I said Kvara was going to show up right before he scored, and he cooked Stanisic. He cooked him. He actually destroyed Stanisic in real time as I said that, and Justice was doubting. I'd like to reaffirm that Kvara is him, for sure. He is him.
You also might remember that I called the Upa goal. Like, when Kimmich put that cross, and I go, like, I feel a goal, and then he scored. You know what? So
He did that
I have good
three
predictions.
times before that. He did that three
Bro,
times
what are
before
you
that.
on about? What are you on about? I literally did that one time. Wait, no, twice. I did that twice during that game. I did that twice during the game. The first time I was wrong. Second time I was right. So, you know what? Like, stop splitting hairs. Stop being salty. Like, come on, man. But I think, all in all, I think that first game was really good. And as Christian predicted, he predicted 3-1 PSG. And
I predicted goals. I think we all predicted goals. We all predicted goals.
I
But
predicted
Zach, what
two.
was your outlook on that?
I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be 3-3.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, a draw ain't 3-3 is still 6 goals. He had goals on there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he did better than us. He did way better than us. So.
You were closer than us, yeah.
I mean, I predicted at least that, like, if PSG had Vitinha and had a Fabian Ruiz that came back, that it would go in their favor, and it did. I didn't expect this Bayern team to come so close because honestly, I didn't predict them to be as in tune with their front line because of the PSG midfield, but they proved me wrong, and honestly, I'm glad they did. Not for the other semifinal first leg, which was exactly as everyone predicted. It was boring to watch, and we all hated ourselves.
I predicted it to the dot. I said 1-1. The game ended 1-1, and I think that we can all genuinely say we watched the worst game of football ever. 2 goals scored, both by pens, and there was no doubt that they were going to score them. It's a pen. There was probably another pen somewhere in there, and they didn't get that. This isn't counting the second leg, but the first leg, I think there should have been another pen somewhere in there. I don't think that Eze one was a pen or any of that. But one thing, just on performance-wise, Bukayo Saka coming on and just dropping a stinker. Not even be able to touch Ruggeri for, what was he on, 30 minutes? 30, 40 minutes? He didn't even touch
sounds
Ruggeri
right.
and lost the ball like every time he got it. I think he got past him once and put one cross in, and it was over everybody.
Yeah, I mean, the game was just it was very static. I mean, a lot of the game happened in the middle of the field where it was possession based and people sitting in low blocks. Numbers weren't being thrown forward as much as in the Bayern and PSG game, where, as we saw in the Bayern and PSG game, they were very good at breaking down their opponents, and as soon as an attack was over, they were throwing numbers up on the counter attack, which wasn't being done in the Arsenal and Athletic game. And you saw on the counterattack where I think there was multiple times where Atletico went on the counterattack, and like me and Christian were just commenting on Griezmann was going forward with the ball, and there was already like four or five Arsenal defenders back there because they just never pushed their lines up.
It was so annoying to watch because you just look and you see four Arsenal defenders all in their shape doing their own thing. It's like, okay, you're at least on a counterattack you're put together, but the entire back line is straight perfectly. And you have, Rice, Zuba coming back. The rest of the front line's still up there, but it's like, how like you're not even attacking if you already have that many defenders back. It's just disgusting. I think Atletico was the better team in that game because, they were pushing, and Arsenal is just sit back, pass, cycle, set piece. I like this. I don't want to give Simeone props because he is, like he does this low block BS, but it's like he went on the attack today. Arsenal didn't. I didn't feel anything threatening from Arsenal. And just like I said last pod, if I saw Gyökeres, Madueke, and Gabriel Martinelli running at me, I wouldn't be scared. And that was the exact front line for this game. It was disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, this Arsenal side really didn't have doesn't really have creativity going forward, and except for random outlying moments and from Eze mainly, or in the previous leg against Sporting, that random Martinelli assist to Kai Havertz. But like, I mean, what did we all expected this going in. We knew that one side of the tie was a lot more stacked than the other, like especially going into the round of 16 where one side of the bracket had all the previous UCL winners and the other side of the bracket, being the Arsenal and Atletico side, had no UCL winners within the last 10 years. So we knew one side was going to be more stacked than the other. But for this to be so painfully predictable and mundane in a semifinal was just terrible to watch. Zach, you have anything to say about it? The first leg?
I'm going to be honest. I knew that game was going to be a snooze fest. I watched a little bit of it. I actually chose studying chemistry over the game. I knew how bad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I knew how bad it was going to be. I know LA could, shift gears a lot. So, I know they can attack, but against Arsenal, you can't really do much because that's really all they do. All they do is sit back. They don't have a driving force. They only play long balls. And we saw that against Man City.
Before we get to the second leg, because I don't want to sit on this Arsenal game because we know it was a snooze fest. There's not much to talk about with it, honestly. Before we get to the second leg, the refs on the first leg, I want to say the reffing was amazing.
Yeah.
The reffing was very good. I think it was equal for both sides. The second leg, we have a whole other bundle of things for both teams.
Robberies on both sides.
Robberies on both sides. Both sides. This is horrible. I don't want to say robbery for PSG Bayern because let's get to that. I don't think Bayern showed up for that second leg. Yeah. I don't think they were the dominant team. I think PSG still took the game to them. But I think that first leg, it just showed, I think every attacker was just in flow state. Everyone, I don't think either keeper could save any one of these shots. We talked about this. Those shots were perfectly placed far, and it was just a good team goal each time, or just brilliance from both sides. I don't think either keeper had a chance. But this second leg, I don't think Bayern showed up to that same level as PSG did, because PSG were still hitting that counter. They were still pressing. What was it, 6th or 7th minute, Kvara puts one in for Dembele, and it's 1-0.
Yeah. To add to that, actually, to your point of every goal being just brilliant and just to watch from not only an individual standpoint but also a team standpoint. There was low ratings on both sides for both defenses, really, for center backs, full backs, and keepers.
Not for Pacho though.
Well, Pacho aside, because Pacho has had an incredible run of form for the last 2 years for this PSG side that has really helped them to not only win their last UCL but go to the finals this year. But just like the downplay of Neuer and what he did in that first leg, getting low scores all around.
5 shots on target, none saved.
And none saved. But like when you look at those 5 shots, what can he do? Like what can a keeper really do when every shot is going hard into the side netting? And it's just like what keeper realistically is saving those shots? Maybe they save.
I really don't know one.
Maybe they save one, but they don't save all of them. Like it's like you can't really fault Neuer. All those shots were just unlucky on his part, and it's just sad. It's just sad to see like the slander on such a great legend of the game.
One thing I want to touch on, Zach, I want your opinion on this because you're obviously a defender. You play defense. The tactics that Luis Enrique used to just throw Elise off balance and just like, I think you've heard about this, but Safanov was just told to kick the ball out directly towards Elise and let it go for the throw in. So he would just be constantly off balance. Like, as a defender, like, what do you, like, once you beat a guy 3 or 4 times in that duel, what are you thinking?
Like, he's always going to lose confidence, and you saw that throughout the game. I do really think it was interesting, that Safanov strategy, because, like, instead of him directly getting the ball from a pass, he has to get it from a throw-in, which is very easy to defend, especially with Elise. He kind of wants to, like, run at you instead of, like, turning. So you kind of need to put pressure on him first. So I thought that was a really good strategy on that part. And they did really well keeping Elise out of the game for the most part.
One thing with Elise I see too is he never, like, he's really intelligent. He doesn't always run at a guy and try to get past him and do that curling shot. But he usually tries to throw in a cross for Harry Kane, you know, get a switch or go through the middle. You know, he doesn't always run at people. And I saw a good comparison. The reason Elise is always one-on-one 9 times out of 10 is because he's not always running at you. Because people have to move around so he can't get the pass off. And so they force him to pass back. And the difference with him and Lamine Yamal, someone else in his position at the top level, is 3 people go on at Lamine Yamal because he's always running at people. And I think that's the difference between him and Lamine Yamal and that intelligence, you know. Elise is very intelligent. That's why we're looking at him possibly breaking this assist record too, because he looks for that, you know, incisive pass. But it's just Luis Enrique just completely took him out of that second leg.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is like more of like a play on his like intelligence, as you said. I think that comes with age, and I think that's something that like Lamine Yamal will grow into as he gets up there. I mean, he is only really 18 years of age, so and his ability already showing getting past at times getting past that those defenders when he does receive multiple people on him is very impressive. And honestly, we'll see more of him in the future. But I just want to get into the second leg before we spend too much time on it. First, I want to talk about the Bayern PSG leg.
Handballs. We're on the second leg. We were talking about the second leg. What do you mean?
Really?
Yeah, we were. This is the second leg.
We were? I thought we were just talking about...
We're still talking about
we didn't explicitly state it.
We're talking about how Elise
in his defense, he was on a flight during the second leg, so he couldn't really get the full experience of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch it live, but like I literally turned off my phone, all notifications. I deleted FootMob for 24 hours. I literally like had it so when I got home, like I like left the room and then had my brother put on the game and like restart the stream just so I could just watch it, no spoilers, no nothing. But like even then, I still got spoiled because like the rewind on Prime is terrible. Like you can't like pick where it is. You have to like fast forward through, and it's not like a fast forward where you can like see like the what is it called? Like the image, like the image, like what minute it is. It's like the fast forward without it. So I got really close. I got to like the 5th minute or the 10th minute, and then I saw 1-0 PSG, and that part got ruined for me. So I was like, oh well, that sucks. But like everything after that, I didn't get ruined, which is nice.
Let's touch up on the reffing for this handball. Both handballs with Nuno Mendes and John Neves. Nuno Mendes, most definitely a handball. Probably should have been a yellow. I don't think it should have been a second yellow, because the first yellow, I don't think that was a yellow. And I think that was very harsh from the ref. But the handball after that, 100%, that's a yellow. That should be stopped, because his arm's extremely, like, it's all the way out here. He's completely stopping the ball all the way out. But João Neves, that one, I don't, not pen because Vitinha's clearing it. It's not to his advantage. There's a lot of things, and I think even Company noticed that and said, that's not a handball by the rules.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that for the João Neves one, it's not a handball. It's explicitly stated in the rules. It's not to PSG's advantage, and it's not to PSG's advantage, meaning that like he's doing like he's in a natural position, João Neves. So like him throwing his arm out doesn't help his team in any way, shape, or form. But for the Nuno Mendes one, that is just it's just crazy to me. It's just crazy to me, and to even have a free kick in in PSG's direction after is just ridiculous to me because of an apparent Limer handball a few moments prior, and even though his arm is in a natural position, has been seen throughout the bow ties earlier, and it's just like appalling to see that not go. The Nuno Mendes one not be called when the the Alphonso Davies one be called in the Alphonso Davies one be called in the leg prior, which in my opinion it is a handball, but like it is a little bit soft, I will say. But if you're gonna call that, you have to
call the other one.
Then everything flies. I think the key.
This is the problem.
Yeah, I think the key is just consistency. If you just giving the same thing to both sides, then really what can be said? Like,
and I think there was this
both.
30-minute span in like the first 30 minutes of the game. I don't think Bayern got a single foul. Like they didn't get a corner, they didn't get a like every goal kick, every decision, everything went to PSG for like 30 minutes. And I was like looking at some and they were like, okay, Elise does touch the ball after it goes out, so it should be goal kick, but like there were so many like throw-ins going to PSG's way, and I'm just like, that's definitely not their throw-in. Like this is the top level, and we're getting throw-ins wrong. Like what? And like some of these resulted in big counters and big chances. What? I don't know. This ref, like I looked into him. He's a lower ref from like the Portuguese league, I believe, and I think people were saying there might be some bias with him and a lot of the Portuguese players on PSG, and it's sad to hear this because PSG played an amazing game. They were the better team than Bayern, but we have to look at the refs and say, oh, this is the refs' fault. When PSG were the better team, it's a sad way to look at it, but it's just how like it sucks because PSG were the better team in the tie.
Yeah, I mean, even when all the calls didn't go their way, it's just that this Bayern side wasn't really convincingly better than this PSG side in the second leg. But I do want to say that for the ref in the Portuguese league, there was a near identical call for the João Neves João Neves handball, where he called it in the Portuguese league, but he didn't call it in a UCL night. It's just so it's like it's the consistency across like a lower league in the Portuguese league, but then when it comes to UCL nights, all of a sudden it's like it's different, and it's like something that needs to be taken with more care. So it's just consistency across both. It makes you to wonder what's being told to these refs, and like what's in their ear, what they think, what VAR thinks, and because as fans all you hear is the final decision.
We're going to touch on Arsenal. Like, I'm not even talking about the second leg Arsenal, but, like, just Arsenal in general because of those Premier League games, because that's an even bigger thing.
Yeah,
I'm sure Zach's mad about that, too.
Yes.
But
I can talk to this for so long.
Just, Zach, final opinions on the PSG game before we get to the big Arsenal bias.
Yeah. Every counterattack PSG did, they got shot off. Like, they were so consistent. Bayern attack just like shut off. It was really only like Diaz and Musiala for most of the game. So when I saw that Kane go, I was getting excited, but I knew they weren't coming back.
Nah, I don't. We're gonna switch over to the Athletic Arsenal game after this, but Musiala, I think he is not the same player he was. We saw in the first, like, he's scared to get a shot off now, and he's touching, like, he's still good in the dribble, he's still good on the pass, but it's like, why is he not taking that shot? Like, you're right in front of goal, why are you trying to pass it off to somebody? Like, shoulder the response, like, you're in front of goal, take the shot. I know if he doesn't get enough power on it, but deflection, something. You're like the chance he has in front of him, and he just runs away with it, and then the other one on his left foot that he can't finish. It's like it wasn't his greatest game, and that's why I think them losing Gnabry was a big loss. Gnabry, I think he's more clinical in that situation, honestly. But Athletic Arsenal 1-0. Horrible reffing. Once again, there's no other. The goal from Saka, it's the luckiest goal ever. It's not, and then people are saying Starboy's back. Like the keeper dropped the ball. He dropped the ball. Deflection off of him. It sucks, but it's not a brilliant goal. It's not anything. The game was still boring, and the refs are horrible. Just absolutely egregious.
Yeah, just for the what is it? The Griezmann foul, where he goes down to who's there? Who fouls him? I forget. But
Gabriel, who are you talking about? On Simeone or Griezmann?
On Griezmann. Who fouls Griezmann?
That's not. I think that's not Rice. Is that?
That's
Rice?
Calafiori, right?
That's Calafiori.
Yeah, it's Calafiori.
Calafiori comes in from the left. Yeah.
Yeah, and although it is a foul, they're calling a previous foul on Gabriel, a soft foul on a 50-50 where Gabriel goes studs up on someone else and then falls over, and it's just
nothing touches him.
And nothing touches him. He doesn't get any ball, and in fact he hits an Atletico player and then he goes down. And it like seeing that live just reminded me. I don't know if you guys remember the Dortmund Man City game from a while back where with Jude Bellingham goes in on Ederson, and then but Ederson literally kicks Jude even though he gets the ball first, and then they call a foul on Jude, and it's like
doesn't get the goal. Yeah.
It was just terrible to watch.
And we still have these mistakes. How does a video assistant referee look at that and say, I think that's a foul on Gabriel, and look at the next contact on Griezmann and say, let's not take that back. I think the ref's right on this one. It's horrible. And then moving over to the Simeone foul, Gabriel grabs his hand across Simeone and pulls him, and I think Simeone is amazing for not falling down there. I don't like this era of diving and stuff, but when we look at that on video, slow down. We're not calling that a foul. We're not calling the pushes, and it's the same thing. Arsenal getting all these little calls and things like that. There should have been multiple pens towards the way of Atleti, and it's horrible. It's horrible that they get knocked out by this BS.
Yeah, and it just makes you think you're just with Gabriel in particular, where he's allowed to be very, very rough with the attackers that he defends, and you'll see
him grab some guy up,
and just grab people
and just pick him up.
Yeah, and just grab people and foul them, especially with the Arsenal Man City game in the Premier League, where he's just grabbing on Haaland and rips his jersey, and you see this where he's allowed to just completely destroy the attackers around him. But any contact against him is treated with such care.
It's a foul. It's always a foul.
It's instantly a foul. And it really makes you think about this Arsenal side, where even when they have everyone back and even with their defending all the time, it still requires a lot of luck and a lot of grace to even get as far as they have, and it makes you question their just not only their ability as a side, but also their ability individually, because you can't really rate players like Gabriel and Saliba as highly as defenders when everyone else is defending with them, and especially one-on-one and going into this World Cup, even though they're big names going to play for Brazil and in France. It's what can they do outside of this Arsenal system where everyone is back? And it just shows you. It really reveals what these players are really capable of.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Well, this game was on Tuesday, so I didn't get to watch the game because I was moving out. I turned on stream for a minute, and I saw Arsenal score. I was like, yeah, I'm turning this off. As soon as I knew they scored that goal, I knew Atleti wasn't scoring.
They just dropped back. But let's get off of that. Let's touch on the Prem. I want your opinion on this, Zach. Specifically, you're a Chelsea fan. I want to speak to you about this. Nottingham Forest 3, Chelsea 1. I think that's the most recent fixture
honest,
actually
I
is
did not even
Liverpool
watch
won,
that
Chelsea won. But
Yeah.
since the draw after with Liverpool, they have only had 1 point since March 4th.
Really?
Since March 4th, they've gained 1 point.
1 point.
Yeah,
One
that's
point,
crazy.
and I think that's about 4 or 5. That might be 6 games possibly.
I think it's
It might even be more.
I think it's 6 or 7 games. I'm not gonna lie.
That's
Yeah,
crazy. That's for a team that was flying high with great talents. Before Garnacho, of course,
Yeah.
with great talents, and your only player showing up to score your first goal in a while in that Nottingham Forest game was João Pedro.
Mm-hmm.
What's next for Chelsea here? What's next?
I think we're really lacking.
Don't say signings.
I know. I feel like
we need more. We need more.
no. I feel like we downgraded even this season with like Garnacho. Like
You downgraded
I
from
like to say we
Nicholas
should have kept
Jackson too.
Madueke, but like over Garnacho, because at least Madueke will dribble at the defenders. Like Garnacho is really passive in my opinion, but
There's so many statistics with how much he loses the ball, how many bad touches, how many bad passes. I can't even. I didn't write me down because there's too many to count.
yeah, there
It's
really
just
is
so
too many.
much.
Like I think we need to start shifting in the direction of our academy a little bit more. Like
It's Cobham, right? It's Cobham.
yes, like we have one of the best
It's an amazing
academies in the
academy.
world.
Yeah.
And like we really don't utilize them at all. We basically only use them to like sell.
Yeah,
Like,
Reece James, Gahey, I think Jeremy Barnor-Gittins was actually in your academy at one point as well.
Yeah,
It's like
Giddens
you've
is
had
here
so many
too.
people, like, it's crazy. But, like, the main thing I have a problem with Chelsea is you guys downgraded it from Nicholas Jackson. You got Delap. You got Mark Gue is good, but he's a development player. He's, 18, 19 now? He's still developing. He's a developing striker.
Yeah.
Strikers usually get good in their later years, so he's still working that out. But, like, you guys offloaded so many people just to bring in so many young talents, and then to have Maresca do a good job at coaching them, and then sack him in a good position on the table, and then bring in Liam Senior with this, Liam Senior is a good coach, but his system is so unique, it takes time. Bringing him mid-season is a horrible decision.
Yeah, I don't know what the board's doing. We should have definitely kept Maresca, especially with all he's done. Like we won the Conference League. We got back to top 4.
Club World Cup too. Club World Cup.
Yes, like that. Yeah, that was such a big moment. I was so happy, and then it's over. We're like 9th in the table.
Christian, calm down, bro. Calm down, bro. Calm down, bro.
He said it was a big moment, so it kind of got to me, man. It kind of got to me.
It did get
But,
to
like-
me. I was so happy.
You're an AC Milan fan. Calm down. Calm down.
Okay, relax.
Wheel it in.
We'll touch on AC Milan in a minute.
Yeah.
I know my problems. I have it written down
definitely-
here.
I think we need to lean into the academy.
Who's your choice for next coach? Who's your choice for next coach?
I don't even know. I don't know what coach can save us. Like
I don't know.
our only winger options is Garnacho and Neto. Esteval's injured. Giddens is injured. Like we have Barry, we have Mueka. Like we just have to like start utilizing our academy. And I think
it's
we'll
like
do
a
a lot
bad
better. 'Cause,
relationship. I don't know who can save us.
Yeah,
That
'cause,
got to
like-
me, man.
The thing is with Academy, though, it's like so 50-50, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know if
Yeah.
you're getting a gem, if you're getting, like,
Didn't the
what you're
kid
getting.
come on for you guys in the Liverpool game and he got
he got
rolled off
concussed.
in like 30
Yeah, that was-
minutes?
Yeah, that was Derry. I was like, yo, please play Derry for once, and now he's concussed. Like it's,
Oh my god.
but like
that was
I feel
so
like-
sad too, because you had him and Rio going. He was good when he was
Yes.
on too. He was showing off a little bit. Him and Rio were putting some flair into the game, and then he gets hit a little too hard and he's down. But
Yeah, I don't remember. Did Tyreek George leave? I think he
Tyreek
did.
George is on loan at Fulham, or he's
Is
on
he-
loan
is
at
he
Everton.
loan
He's
or
on
did
loan
he
at
leave?
Everton.
Okay, yeah, okay. I was about
Loan
to
to
say,
buy. It's
because,
loan to
like,
buy. It's
Okay.
loan to buy.
Because like I feel like we have like George was good as well. Like he wasn't bad at all. I just feel like
he's developing. I don't want to say he was
Yeah.
good. He was still developing.
he's developing. Like we have a lot of developing players, and I feel like instead of buying developing players, we should buy experienced players and use the academy for developing. Like we're just like loaning Shogsburg, Chelsea, Like we don't
Yeah,
feel
you
like our
guys
own
have,
club anymore.
Next season, you guys have Mike Penders coming in, and then you guys have Amenga coming in too.
Yeah.
New striker, new goalkeeper. I think that'll be good for you. I think you got to get rid of one of your two, either Jorgensen or Sanchez. One of them's got to go because Penders, he's gonna take that number one spot. He's 6'9", man.
Yeah, and like
6'9".
we gotta get rid of the
Crazy.
lab.
Yeah, he's got
Like get rid of the lab.
At first I thought 20 million was a good cheap fee for that kind of striker. Never mind. He needs to learn from his father and stick to the throw-ins because this isn't it for him. This top level isn't it for him.
All right. Well, how about we talk about the Arsenal game this last match week?
Shoot.
I think it's very apparent. Like,
Yeah.
I just like to call Arsenal the Thunder. Because like
Thunder. Oh wow.
The OKC Thunder. Okay.
OKC, man. OKC.
like I feel like they get away with so much stuff. Like I saw a clip of Rice bear hugging another player in the corner, and like I
That
feel
was
like
João
they get
Pedro, I think. That was João Pedro. It was against
Yeah.
Chelsea
yeah.
too.
This happened a lot in the Chelsea game, but I saw a clip that it also happened in the Forest game, not Forest,
Oh,
West Ham
shoot.
game. Like
yeah.
Yeah, it was.
like
It was
it's
happening
always
last
Rice.
season. It's Rice and Saliba. Like the fact
And
that,
Gabriel.
and Gabriel, the fact that they can bear hug someone in a corner and hold them down, impede them from jumping, that player can then fall, and they still don't get a foul. It's foreign to me. And then
Yeah,
also, when we look at Ben White, like I think it was in the Tottenham game, he's pulling Vicario's like straps off of his goalie gloves. Like, are we not gonna ref? We're not gonna card and then just take a goal kick from that? Like that's literally impeding the goalkeeper. And we saw the other foul. I think it was Saliba did the same thing to that happened to Ryan that West Ham game, holding a goalkeeper's arm as he's trying to catch the ball. I don't know. I think that was in the Man United game. I forget which game that was in, but it's like
Yeah.
West Ham.
I think it was the United
Consistency.
game. I mean, like any day of the week, it is a foul on Raya. Like we need to get that out right now. It is a foul on
100%.
Raya, but like
100%.
it hasn't been called for a long time. It hasn't been called all season, and when it's for Arsenal, it hasn't been called in other games. So I don't really get why it's being called now. I mean, just Arsenal this season really does remind you of even how dominant they were, how City were this past decade in the 2020s, where even though they're so dominant and they're so good and Pep's system was amazing, like it still required a lot of lucky calls where refs got it wrong to really help them get 3 points where they needed 3 points, to barely beat Liverpool, to barely beat Arsenal. And it just reminds you of what's really needed to win this league, and it's just tomfoolery and bullshit. So like I mean, in this last match week, I think it's basically guaranteed that Arsenal win this league. They play who do they play? Burnley and Crystal Palace for their last two games. A Burnley side which is already relegated, and a Crystal Palace
I believe in Mateta.
a Crystal Palace. True, I see a fully fit and a fully informed Crystal Palace causing this Arsenal side some problems, but they are ahead of a cup final, so they could rest players. They could prioritize something else over the Premier League, which could lead them to winning a title.
I do think Burnley have a chance, though. If they sit in that low block and cause Arsenal enough problems, I don't think Arsenal break them down. Like, we've seen this before. Arsenal have trouble breaking down low blocks because what do? They don't counter. They sit back. Like, you can't do that against a bottom-tier side that's already relegated. They're going in already relegated. They're going to try and do some bullshit and see if they can become, history makers and stop this Arsenal side from winning their first title and first anything in like 5 or 6 years. That's the real problem for them. Crystal Palace, I think maybe, you see something there. But one other thing I want to touch on these corners, the players like getting behind the goalkeeper and just bumping them as they try to jump up. so they can't jump and just impeding them completely too. It's all of these little fouls in the box. Refs, we've been saying this for last 2 seasons. The refs just have to stop. It's done. We're going goal kick because it shouldn't happen.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's really sad. It's really sad to see. But to touch on the Burnley point again, as unlikely as it is, I do agree with you that if Burnley tries something new, they might get an upset. I mean, it's not unprecedented to see Arsenal throwing a league to a bottom tier side just a couple years prior, in I think the 2023 season, or the 2023 season.
2023, yeah.
Yeah, where they threw it to Southampton, who was 20th in the league at the bottom of the table.
Yeah, it was Southampton. They
So
also had one loss to Brentford as well. I think they lost to Brentford sometime soon in that period as well.
yeah, it might just be a Southampton thing because they threw the FA Cup to them earlier in the season. So you really never know, especially with this Arsenal side. You don't know if this is the year or if they've just waited to the last possible moment to throw it all away and bottle it to City.
Because we definitely know the Champions League, PSG it's
destroyed.
If Arsenal win that game, I don't know. I think I might quit football.
I'm deleting this.
I'm quitting football. There's this.
They're gonna have Ben White against Kvaratskhelia on the right, and then Dembele is just gonna be floating in. It won't matter if they have a 4 center back if Dembele's floating in and causing an overload in the midfield. It won't matter because those center backs aren't gonna track him. And whoever's on the left, Miles Lewis, Skelly, Calafiori, they're not going to be able to keep up with the technicality and pace of Doué. It's obvious. And then Hakimi's going to be back for the final. It's over. I think.
And just to add to this PSG dynasty, they're trying to sign Alvarez now in the summer, so it could get worse.
It just came out there.
Greedy.
Yeah, I know it's greedy. It came out I think Saturday.
Interested. Yeah, it just came out, man.
Yeah, and now the talks have been accelerated, and going into this next season, if they win the Champions League this May 30th this year, and sign Alvarez, we could be looking at a three-peat.
Look, they get like $100 million in CL revenue just from getting into the CL. They got through the group stage. If they win the final, they get like 10 to 20 mil from winning the final. So think all of this money is just going to Alvarez. Look, he's got I think they put like a 200 mil price tag on him. They're going to negotiate that down, 150, 120, whatever it is. It's Alvarez is worth the money. He is worth whatever you can get him for. He's an amazing player.
Yeah, I mean, we really saw that with this Atletico side, not only in La Liga this season, but really in the Champions League, where a lot of goals coming from him, a lot of creativity coming from him, especially from the free kicks, especially near. What is, if we're being honest, either a really young or aging Atletico side in Griezmann, in Koke, in Oblak, and you have on the younger side Giuliano. So it's just really a man just hell bent on getting his team places. I don't even think
Alvarez is in his late 20s yet. I think he's close to his late 20s, but he's not even at his peak.
He's like 24.
23.
He's 23?
Striker's peaks are 27, 28. He's not,
Yeah,
he hasn't even touched that peak yet. We gotta, even if we're looking at that, that's insane.
Yeah,
but
is that good for you?
Nah, his camera's off.
Again,
just close all your other tabs and refresh. You'll be good.
I got refresh.
Yeah, refresh.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's see.
Let's wait for him to come back.
Let's wait for him to come back. It'll only be a minute or so. But Alvarez, before he gets back, Alvarez to PSG, I think they will have one of the best front lines ever. One of the best front lines, PSG. Because when you look at that depth, I don't think Madrid's the only one close with that kind of depth. In history, they're the only ones close. But
oh yeah, yeah.
Let's touch on.
You want to touch on La Liga? You want to touch on La Liga right now?
Let's touch on PL. Just finish up the PL because there's a couple other situations we have going here. Tottenham versus Villa. Tottenham came out with a 2-1 win. I don't know how they scraped that one out, but I think this new manager really has done something for him. I really do. De Zerbi has come through and just done great things there.
I mean, yeah, I don't really have much to say about it. Just especially with the West Ham game, West Ham sitting in 17th and Tottenham sitting in 18th in the relegation zone after this Arsenal game. It really does help them. It really does help them, even though we've already talked about how that is in fact was it a foul on Raya? Yeah, although the game didn't go in the direction of West Ham, and as we've already stated, rightfully so, it wasn't. It just wasn't. It just wasn't something they're calling all season. So it's hard to say if they really do deserve this or not, especially so close to getting relegated. But it does help Tottenham. It does help Tottenham potentially stay up even after a horrible season. I think before the Villa game, their Villa game was probably was their first win in 2026.
I think it was.
Yeah,
No,
it was.
they
It
beat
was their
Wolves.
first.
They beat Wolves, didn't they? They beat Wolves 1-0.
Ah, yeah, but
beat Wolves 1-0.
they've only had
That
two
was the
wins. They've only had 2 wins in 2026, and
Well,
we're
they're
4 months
relegation
in.
side. I don't know what we expected.
Yeah, I mean, especially with their contracts for players on this Tottenham side, if
Contracts
they could have
on the
release,
line.
yeah, especially they could have release clauses if they do get relegated to go to other leagues or other teams or whatever. So you really don't know which way this Tottenham side is pulling, but for now, it's pulling up. It's pulling up to stay up in the Premier League.
Love to see them get relegated. Like,
You've been talking about this for a while, you know.
yeah, like they're playing Leeds right now, so if they do lose,
Leeds is tough. Leeds is a very
Leeds
tough
is
side.
a very
I will
tough
say that.
side. I don't know if
Yeah,
I
right now.
I think Chelsea
Like-
only beat them once, and that was FA.
So, not right now.
But like,
Today?
yeah, they're not a small, like, even though they're a small team, they're not like an easy team to beat at all.
Oh, yeah, wait, no, they're playing right now.
Yeah.
Scoreline?
It's almost halftime.
It's 0-0.
0-0. It's almost
0-0.
halftime.
Okay.
Like,
But
I just need West Ham.
Let's
to
touch
lock
on
in.
some. Let's touch on another PL team before we talk about City and their kind of collapse in that Everton game. Man United. I really look to their future. Honestly, man, this is a flourishing
It's
Man
bright.
United side. It's 3-2 against Liverpool, and then they went 0-0 with Sunderland. I feel bad for the guy who has to cut his hair sooner or later because he has to wait next season. But you know, I like this new side. Like Mainu's flying. Lamens had the mistake, but better than Onana, right? It's like
Yeah.
this is.
He's
it's
been
amazing.
brilliant this season. That mistake was probably just a one-off. He's been brilliant this season. And as you said, Mainu, I don't know how.
Amarim.
I don't know how Amarim kept him on the bench. In that system, he could have flourished, and he could have been a great player for them. And as he's shown under Carrick in this past couple of months, he's just been brilliant, as we saw before. And as we saw a couple years prior going into the Euros and even after the Euros, and even in the Euros, like it was just he's just one of the great young talents, and you have to help him. You have to help his game out. You have to help him flourish. You want to keep him at United because anyone would kill to have him. Anyone to have that kind of player in their team.
That's
and
yeah,
it's
just like Zach
amazing.
was talking about, this is like looking to the academy. This is what clubs need to start doing now. Like, why are we
Yeah.
overlooking these amazing academy players to buy, Elliot Anderson for 80 mil when you have the 80 mil player there right now? It doesn't make any sense.
Noties.
Yeah.
I'm getting Discord noties and I closed it already. I don't know why.
Bruh, you gotta turn off notifications or something. I don't know.
But
Man.
Everton City. 3-3. Gahey's working for the enemy, man. He's working for the enemy. I'm telling you, he is an inside agent working against City because there's no reason he thought that was a good pass when Barry is running down on him. And his keeper is what? Donnarumma? One of the worst ball-playing keepers? Like,
I think I missed it.
what is he thinking?
Yeah. I mean, it was just it wasn't great watching this game. I was moving out at the time, and Christian texted me. He goes like, "Look at the game," and I go like, "What's going on in the game?" They tied, and I was like, "There's no way they tied to Everton. Like, there's no way. This is City at the end of the year."
I cried profusely.
No, they got lucky
Yeah.
and tied it too.
Like, I think as football fans and just good people in general, we all want Arsenal to lose. So it's just like just watching City throw it, like it's just sad because now we're waiting on an Arsenal loss in these last couple of matches in these last couple of weeks in the season.
Honestly,
I don't think Man City are winning all 3 games. They're playing like Villa, Palace.
Yeah, Villa's their last game.
Let me double check. It's just a very difficult 3 games.
it is. I don't care if Arsenal win the league, honestly, at this point. If they lose the Champions League the same way Inter lost last year, my life will be fulfilled. Just like when Inter lost 5-0. If I see 3-0, if I see 2-0, if I see anything above a 1-0 win, I'm happy. I'm happy because this Arsenal side is horrible. They've had the refs on their side all season, and they're coming against a side that will actually put them in their place and show them who's number one. It's simple as that.
Yeah, I mean, as much as we hate this, or as much as we hate this Arsenal team, like I think just during the league phase of the Champions League, they did show that they had a little bit of quality in them, finishing first in the league table. I mean, as great of an achievement that is, that only in this new format that Liverpool did the year prior, it kind of gets undermined by Tottenham finishing fourth in that league table and then almost being relegated in the Premier League. Going into the knockouts, coming out on the easier side of the bracket and facing literally no one. In the round of 16, they faced the Leverkusen side that sold all their players to Liverpool. Wirtz, Frimpong,
and they still struggled against them. They still struggled against them.
And they still struggled winning 3-1 in aggregate across 2 games. Then they played a Sporting side which topped the Portuguese league, but sold them their best player in the year this year. They sold them Joker as their best player
and they also lost their manager. Let's not
lost their league winning manager and barely scraped by on a 1-0 across 2 legs. Then in the semis, they faced an Atletico team
there was
that
like 2 shots on target in that game too, and that's it was like 2 shots on target.
Yeah, and Sporting really it wasn't that Arsenal was good. It was that Sporting just kept missing. It wasn't that Raya was great. It wasn't that the defense was great. It was just that they kept missing. And then against Atletico, they barely beat an Atletico side and pretty clearly robbed them of a win. And it was an Atletico side that lost to Sporting in the last day of the league phase. So them being in a Champions League final, is an amazing achievement, something they haven't done in a long time since they lost it to my Barca in 2006. But they beat no one to get there. They haven't faced any of the best teams this year in the UCL. It's just insane to see this Arsenal side succeeding as well as they have been, and no one expected them to be here. No one wanted them to be here, but they're here.
I want to touch on 2 games because there was something I forgot about the Chelsea-Liverpool game as well. But City-Brentford, I want to talk about that for a second. 3-0, Doku showing up again when Haaland and everyone else doesn't. And, Marmoush coming in with a late goal. I think he's getting shipped off to end the season, but I'd love to see where he goes. I'd love to have him at Milan. He's an amazing forward. But I don't know what Pep is doing with him. It's the same thing he's done with Julian Alvarez. You have a player who can get you goals and assists, and you just put him on the bench. He has amazing players, but Marmoush is excellent. I don't know what he's doing with him.
Yeah, they have so much depth, but they just don't use that depth at all. We see PSG with all these star players on the bench as well, but they actually have a system
and they rotate them constantly.
Yeah, they have a team 1 and team 2, Liga and a Champions League team basically. But I feel with Man City,
and they're still top level. Still.
But Man City, it's almost just one team throughout. They only make 1 or 2 changes for Champions League, but they're really just wasting Marmoush's potential, especially with how he did with Frankfurt. He was doing really well.
Beautiful player to watch, man. It was a beautiful player to watch. But touch back on the Chelsea-Liverpool game. Cucurella was playing at left wing. I just want to mention that. Cucurella was playing at left wing.
I didn't watch that game.
I didn't watch the game. What?
Cucurella was playing at left wing. You can pull up the foot mob, and it shows that Cucurella was putting at left wing. And
yeah, honestly, that's what we need at this point.
that shows your problem. Your coach would rather have Cucurella at left wing than Garnacho. I wanted to mention that because I thought that was hilarious. That's how bad your left wing situation.
Yes, bro. Yo, Ganacho's not even on the bench.
I know.
Sad.
On to better
It's
things though.
sad.
Levi Cole will put in a good shift. I forgot to mention this. Levi Cole will put in a good shift.
Yeah.
Frimpong was at right wing. Horror. And then Gakpo, I saw this stat like after the game. It was like he got one touch after 60 minutes.
Wow.
Playing forward, of course, but like one touch after like 60 minutes or 40 minutes, whatever the time frame was. What is he doing for those 60 minutes? Like he's faking runs. There's nothing he could possibly be doing. But also Federico Chiesa sitting on the bench, and I think he came on and put in a good shift. Like, what are we doing? We're playing Gakpo instead of Chiesa. Like, I don't know what goes through Arne Slot's head when he puts this lineup together. It boggles my mind.
Yeah, I feel like every game Chiesa like subbed on, he's done really well as well, too. But he just favors Gakpo, who all he does is cut in.
And Chiesa is gonna leave. Chiesa is gonna leave after this season. He said he's willing to take a pay cut. Like, how do you get Chiesa for like 20 mil? You put him on pretty decent wages, but like, and you let him sit on the bench, and he comes through and scores, and he says he loves Liverpool. He loves being there. The fans love him, and he comes on and scores amazing goals. I think he scored against Everton to get them the win. Like, how is he scoring these amazing goals and you're still sitting him on the bench? It makes no sense.
Like, it's like even last season when they won the league, like they won the league so early, and like they didn't even let him get the medal. Like they didn't even play him enough even after they won to get the Premier League medal. So like it's insane.
Horrible. It's horrible.
Like
to disrespect a player of his caliber is horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys want to move it to La Liga now?
Yeah, let's get to the El Clasico. El Clasico.
Yeah.
You guys won it before with Osasuna. That was a decent game. Good showing.
Yeah. Let's just talk about like the to start like the build up to this El Clasico, because wow, we have a lot to talk about. First of all, a lot of drama in the Madrid dressing room.
Before we get to that, I'm gonna touch on it in a second. But the injury list before El Clasico, I wanna list off these players because one of them was because of that fight. But the injury list: Mbappe, Valverde, Ferland Mendy, Arda Güler, Rodrigo, Eder Militao, Denis Ceballos, and Carvajal. That depth that they lost is honestly horrible. And of course, Fede Valverde. You want to talk about the fight for a minute and the scrap?
Yeah. From the perspective of the world that was not there and just the internet space. What transpired was a fight between two players in the Madrid locker room. Was it Adrian Tchouameni and Federico Valverde? We don't know why or what the argument was about. We do know that Arbeloa, their manager, has taken responsibility for the incident and has placed the blame on himself. But we don't really know what was going on. But what we do know
find out
is
what the argument was about. Actually, it was Tchouameni hit Valverde with a slide tackle. Valverde didn't like it, so he the rest of training Valverde's hitting him with slide tackles, and then the next day in training, they show up. Valverde's still hitting him with these hard tackles, and then I guess verbal altercation. Punches fly, and as you're saying, Valverde gets hit. I don't know where the exacerbation is, because there's definitely a bit of hyperbole with how they're saying how badly he's hurt. He definitely has a head injury. He probably fell or something and cut himself, and they're saying concussion protocols, things like that. But like, some people are saying he had amnesia and couldn't remember who he was.
Yeah.
And it was like, what? I don't think that's true, but if that was, I don't know how he's gonna play when he comes back.
Yeah, as the injury list said, he's out for the next 2 weeks. He might be back for this World Cup, is pending diagnosis and whatnot, but it is highly likely that he will be back. I just want to say that's utterly ridiculous to be throwing punches with someone during training over an altercation like that. And to not only hit your teammate, but to hospitalize them before such an important match in the league, and arguably one of the greatest fixtures in this game is it's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. It's unprecedented to see during this Madrid side, and it kind of culminates what has been happening this season. This frustration of injuries of in this last year, as said by Christian. But not only that, just this last couple years of going trophyless, not only domestically but internationally in the UCL, and that's unprecedented by Madrid. And really, just we're entering this new age of just Madrid not winning as much as they need to, and something. It could be manager, but adding Mourinho to this fire, as has been stated, because they're trying to get Mourinho back into this mix, adding another personality like that.
Advanced, man. Talks are extremely advanced from.
It could work well. It could work bad. We'll have to wait and see if that happens when it transpires. But just adding more personality may not be the right move for this club at this time, and just. A lot of people seem to be blaming this on the new addition of Kylian Mbappe, because right when he got there, they stopped winning as much.
I think everyone's heard of the petition.
We've all heard of the petition, but for people watching, a petition has been signed by I think 50 million people to get Mbappe out of the team. It's still growing.
I think it's something as like 200 now. As we
200 million?
It's something crazy. It was 50 a while ago. I saw 100 later. I know it's something crazy now, but I definitely think there's a problem here.
Well,
Mourinho, I think, is a good addition, though. I think Mourinho is a good addition.
What? I can't see it. Like, back it up.
73 million.
Jeez, it's at 73. Yeah, 200 was crazy.
What? Mourinho is unbeaten in the Portuguese league. Even though he's lost the Portuguese league, he took over at a later time. But he's unbeaten right now in the Portuguese league. Like, I think that's an amazing achievement to look at. Even though he lost the league, of course, but being unbeaten, coming through in that the Champions League as well, getting as far as he did, even though he got matched up with Madrid again. It's a bit unlucky, but it's how the cookie crumbles. It was a good chance from him, and I think it's a good thing if he comes back, if anything.
Yeah, I mean,
one last ride.
Yeah, one last ride in Madrid. I think coming into this, he's going to have to change the mentality of these Madrid players, because a lot of it, as we saw with like the culmination of that Valverde and Tchouaméni fight, was just a lot of individual thinking in this Madrid side, and it's not really the same team that we've grown to admire in this past decade. And we just need a rebrand of their culture as a team, their mentality as players, and really to come together and really sacrifice for each other to get the big trophies and the big achievements. Because with the addition of Mbappe, I would argue that as a team, like the personalities have grown, and just like it's become too unmanageable in such a sense, where someone has to sacrifice somewhere, but they're not, because their personalities are too big and they're being paid hundreds of millions of dollars to do what they do. And at the end of the day, someone has to sacrifice so trophies can be made. Someone has to put in that extra sprint. Someone has to put in that extra tackle. Someone has to put themselves on the line to really get your team across finish lines, whether it be domestically or internationally against these big clubs and these big games. And I think going into this El Clasico, you really saw that. For those who didn't watch, it was 2-0. We saw a Rashford free kick in the 9th minute and a rare Ferran Torres goal in the 18th minute to cap off the first half, and no goals on either side in the second half. But just the management of the game by Barcelona was just incredible. It wasn't just incredible to watch. This Madrid side really didn't put in too much, in my opinion, pushback to what Barca was doing in managing this game with their possession via their midfields and players like Pedri, but just in general, just like there was no fire or hunger to really go get the game or to really go try and take it back because just a rule for football in general, 2-0 is the most dangerous score to be on because 1 goal, you're back in the game, then you have momentum, 2 goals, now you have momentum, it's a tie game, and you can get that third. So it's just really like tragic to see this Madrid side just talk, just be all talk and like not show it on the pitch, especially with their boasting about their club's history to other teams via saying like 15 Champions Leagues or other things like that.
Before we get in the bias that you have as a Barca fan,
okay, bro. Okay.
I think that definitely Vinny definitely had a little bit of more respect this game. You know, he showed up to the fans and then gave the away fans a good thanked them for coming. You know, even though they lost, he thanked them. He doesn't usually do that, and I think that was a good show of grace from him. He still hasn't renewed his contract. He wants more money. He wants a lot more money from him. Like that. He's making a little bit less than Mbappe right now. He wants a lot more than Mbappe, which I don't agree with. He shouldn't get. And he wants a renewal bonus, which Madrid doesn't do. I don't agree with that. But just to touch on just the Madrid, how that goes before we get back to the game, Zach, what do you think they can do in this back line? Because it very clearly the back line is a bit of the problem with how Madrid plays. It's injuries, everything.
That's very difficult. Like they have a lot of injury. Carvajal, Mendy, and
Carvajal. The fullbacks are. Carreras is still there, but for some reason, what's his name? Arbeloa doesn't like playing him. It's a weird thing. Carreras is good. I think him at left back, but Fran Garcia behind him. I don't think that's a top tier replacement. Personally, yeah. I don't think that's a top tier replacement for him.
I feel like Real Madrid is almost like an embodiment of like a national team. I feel like it's like a team full of egos. Like it's Blue Lock. Like they don't really mesh together. Like they all like want to be their own stars, and there's not really like a team player per se. So honestly, I think it might sound crazy. I feel like they have to maybe take some of the egos out and like almost like balance it out a little bit more.
So back to the scoreline. Rashford free kick, beauty, absolute beautiful free kick. I want to say we haven't seen Rashford hit a good free kick in a while. I think he's hit a couple. I think he's only hit 2 with Barca. I think he's made 2 free kicks with Barca, but before that, it's been a while since we've seen him hit some free kicks. But Barca are still not focused on buying him. He has 14 goals, 14 assists in this season with Barca. He's, 29, 28? It's in his prime years. And, he'd be on decently high wages, but a lot lower than Lewandowski. I think a lot lower than De Jong. It's not a Barca wage problem, I guess. You're losing Lewandowski next season for sure. Unless, if they renew him for some reason, they have a big problem on their hands. But, they're losing those big wages, so why can't they get Rashford as their replacement? Because I remember seeing, I think it was in the Osasuna game, he's playing on the right, and he waves to Lewandowski to move up, and then puts a perfect, I want to say, it was perfect, because all Lewandowski, he doesn't even fully jump. He gets up there and heads it in. It's a perfect cross right on his head, and I don't know many Barca players that can do that. Lamine Yamal is still growing. I think there's a chance, but I think he would try and trivela it before he actually hits it on his right foot. There's not many players, I think, in Barca that can do that are on the wings.
Yeah, I mean, I think that just goes to show the financial state of Barcelona. I mean, it's basically financial
25-30 mil release clause, the financial state.
Yeah, we're it's the financial state just isn't great. I'm being so serious. Bro, come on, man. It's just so bad the way it
Garnacho went for 40 mil, bro.
Garnacho went for 40 mil. Look, now he's just catching strays. Now Zach is just catching strays. Calm down there, bud.
Yeah, okay, if we beat City, I'm fine with the season. But
yeah, I just think this team is as Barca is now financially, it's basically unmanageable as a successful club. Where as it is, we're just waiting on a miracle from Lamine Yamal, from Pedri to just win a Champions League, to get the money to really start opening doors, and it's you're on a clock to do that before players like Pedri and Lamine Yamal want to leave the team to go try and for the betterment of themselves and for their careers, and stop and say to themselves, I've done enough and I can't really save my club anymore. And it's sad to see, really, because like you were really waiting for like for something like that to really happen, and we saw that with a young talent, Dro, where he goes to PSG because he's not getting the minutes he wants. So it's really like
amazing talent.
But it's really just this question of when does this when do they give up on saving this team? When do all these star players give up on saving this team and let it go down? Because although we all love Barcelona for what they were and for some of the greatest teams we've ever seen in this sport, and for Messi, the greatest player we've ever seen, like it's like when is enough to where you let this club just go down and just build itself back up instead of trying to maintain this high bar that they really can't maintain.
I think you guys are what, $2 billion in debt? It's something around there. It's either 1.5 or 2 billion. It's definitely in the billions. We're in the billions for sure.
Yeah.
But with the new addition of the stadium, I see more revenue coming in. But you have to pay those loans back for the stadium, which is also you went into more debt for that. I don't know what.
Better than Tottenham.
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
Better than Tottenham.
But let's touch on something else, because I know we talked about this last podcast. I don't know if you're familiar with this, Zach, but Union Berlin pick up their first win against Mainz, 3-1. The first head female coach in football, and
men's football.
Men's football. I wanted to touch on this because I learned something new about her and how the Union Berlin fans kind of reacted to her and her appointment. There's this term in German football god, and it's a term for managers and stuff. It's football god, of course, of how they manage, and they're almost giving them a term of endearment that they love their football. They're a football god, and Union Berlin at first chanted the same thing for her, like giving her a term of endearment, but in the later games, they changed it to football goddess, relating to that she's a woman, she's something new, and I think that was an amazing term of endearment for them. It's something like to be loved in this game. It's an amazing thing, and to be loved by those kind of fans. Union Berlin is not a small club in Germany. It's a decently big club. They stayed in the top flight for a while now, and it's an amazing thing what she's doing there. 2.68 xG created in that game, 16 shots, 9 on target, coming out with the 3-1 win against Mainz. She's an amazing coach. I don't know what else to call her. The players have been playing an amazing game. They lost the last two. I think that's due to confidence reasons, because they were in a relegation battle, but they're playing amazing football, and I think she's going to be an amazing coach. I see her going somewhere very soon. I don't think it's going to be a top flight, because those top flight clubs, I think there is a bit of a mentality there that wouldn't let them hire a woman unless she has amazing credentials. But I definitely see her probably going to the Prem, or maybe even La Liga. Possibly, but I definitely see her doing some amazing things in football sooner or later.
She's taken this team from like where they were previously. A Union Berlin team that
relegation battle
that was in a relegation battle now sits, as I just checked, 12th, which is
mid-table. Wow.
Which is mid-table, 4 positions above relegation, and I just think that it goes to show that she really can get the job done there, and I'm excited to see what else is up there after being.
German football's looking up, man.
German football's looking up. I was just seeing after them beating a Mainz team previously this weekend that was sitting 2 places higher than them. So we could see some future upsets in the future. We could see some great things from her. So I can't wait to see what she does next.
Okay, so one last thing I wanted to touch on, because I got word of this not too long ago, and I know I was angry at you, Justice, but I think we can say football has been saved. Getafe manager, I think it's Borja Iglesias, is moving from Getafe to Crystal Palace in the Premier League. So say safely.
no.
He's been linked. He's been linked to
Whoa.
Crystal Palace, so we can say safely.
No. Nope. Football's gone, man. It's gone. It's gone. We're taking it to Palace, man.
You know the Palace manager is moving, so
No.
he's moving to Palace. So guys, we can look
Palace
up.
is anti-haram.
I wanted to mention that because I knew that would probably rile some feathers and get you angry.
We're fucked. Oh god.
But just to make fun of myself a little, because I know my club has been kind of horrible. Last 3 games: Milan Juve 0-0, Milan Sassuolo 2-0, Milan Atalanta 3-2. I woke up.
That?
And I was helping my mom with some stuff, and I realized Milan play at 2:45. I should watch that game. El Clasico was on at 3. I was like, I'll double stream. My mom asked me to help her with some stuff. I ended up forgetting to watch it. I checked back after maybe 60 minutes. 3-0.
Oh, the season's over?
I was glad I didn't watch. There were two goals later. This is the Atalanta Milan game. I don't know what the fuck is going on, and sorry for my language, but this is horror. This is absolute horror.
Yeah,
our front line hasn't got a goal in so long. Let me talk for a second, because I'm extremely angry. Nkunku gets a goal off a pen, but Santi Jimenez, Leao started. Fulkrug and Nkunku come on. What is this frontline rotation? I need Allegri gone, because this football is horrid. At the start of the season, you had some ballers playing beautiful football. Rafa and Christian Pulisic and even Salamakers were playing amazing. Luka Modric and Rabiot as well. But this now is just horrible. After injuries, after all of this, it's disgusting. The football we play, it's disgusting. I hate watching it. My eyes burn. They burn. We played Juve 2 times. 0-0 both times. What are we doing? This is where we gain points. We're barely in 4th. We're trying to hold up our position. We want Champions League football, but I don't know how we're going to keep it if this is the way we're going to keep playing.
Yeah, I mean, as we say this, Milan are 4th, tied with Roma on points, and losing on goal differential to Roma.
Serie A doesn't do goal differential. They do games won.
Games won? Okay.
As we're talking about Roma, Daniel Malin has more shots on target than Milan as a club since April or whatever. I don't know if it's April or something.
Are you sure it's games won? I think it might be games lost.
It's games won against. Games won against Roma.
Okay.
So if Milan win against Roma, we have a better goal differential against them. So that's what it'll go off of.
Okay.
Over?
No, there's 2 games left.
There's 2 games left. The 2 games are easy for us. I think it's Genoa and something else. Roma's playing Hellas Verona and someone like a big. I think
Roma apparently has had a great run of form. In their last 5 games, they've won 4 and drawn 1.
Yeah.
Cool.
Daniel Malin, a player who came in January, has more shots on target, not goal involvement, shots on target than all of Milan. What? How? I can't.
I mean, y'all are just cooked. Like, right? If things are going as they're going, you're cooked. Like, there is a possibility that you pull something out, but like, you're playing Genoa and you're playing Cagliari, so it could go your way.
Cagliari are easy. I think Palestra's the only one I have to worry about from there. But yeah. Palestra's he's good, but he's not a difference maker.
You're playing a Genoa side that sits 14th and a Cagliari that sits 16th. So you should win those games. It's just
Allegri has a bad record against bottom teams, though. On the first game of the season, we lost to Cremonense.
Yeah, so does Arsenal, but we all think they're going to win.
I mean, you guys are guaranteed Europe, so.
I don't want Europe. I want Champions League football. I want Champions League revenue. I don't want to be in Europa. I don't want to be in Conference League. I want honestly, Champions League football.
To be honest, it'd kind of just be sad if you guys didn't make Champions League football, because you guys were sitting 1st, and then you guys were sitting 2nd for so long, and now you guys barely hit 3rd, and now you're barely hitting 4th. And you didn't have the pressure
We were
of
in second
Europe.
fighting for a title. What
Yeah.
happened to that? What happened to that?
I
In
don't
the
know,
last
man.
3 years, we sold our star players. We had a Serie A team of the season midfielder, and we sold him. And he sits on the bench for Man City now. I don't know what the
Regulars.
hell they're doing. I don't know.
Play more.
I
He
don't
should.
know.
He should. He's an amazing midfielder. He played in the last game against Brentford. He played in the DM. But I love Tijani Reinders. I want him to come back. But this
He's
is
not coming
horrible. I
He's not
want him
coming
back.
He's not.
Did they
coming back.
come back? I didn't do that.
No,
But-
he's never come back. He's never come back. It's fine. It's fine.
Let me get off of the personal things. James Rodriguez retiring after the World Cup. I know you were angry about this, Justice, because I sent you it and you were like, "What?" What do you have to say? What do you have to say?
As a Barca fan, I hated this man playing against him when he was at Madrid, and when he was at Bayern. Well, Barca hates Bayern, so I'll let that speak for itself. But I think just as a player,
Well, he was at Bayern before you got beat.
yeah, still, he's played for everyone I hate. He's played for everyone I've hated. So you know what I mean. But
Fair.
I think it's just like with him goes like as like he's touched on a lot in his career via the media and via interviews, like the death of like a real number 10 in that position. The classic 10 of just a guy who just doesn't give a shit, like a guy who just creates
the brilliance.
Screw defending, just create and get the highlight, call it a day, and then throw back a few beers when he gets home. Like, it's just the death of just like an era of football in my eyes, where you had players that really just like were able to create and weren't just part of it and weren't just integrated into a system of just running to both ends, defending, and playing passes that were scripted 3 weeks prior. I just hate to see him go, especially for Colombia coming for this World Cup. A Colombia side that, as you've seen, has been in really good form these past couple of years, especially with Luis Diaz and him and a couple other stars. It's just sad. It's just sad to see, man. It's just sad to see.
I know we don't have much time left, but I want to touch on a few things. I just want to say a couple of things. That Bala leaving on a free, Sule probably retiring, Mendy also probably retiring soon. But I wanted to touch on two things that have to do with you, Justice, Barca, and something to do with kind of my club and a bit of Real Madrid. Fati's probably definitely getting that move to Monaco, but Alex Jimenez and what he did on those text messages, a former Milan player, also a former Real Madrid Youth Academy player. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys know about that situation?
You talking about Birdman?
Oh, he was texting a minor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
What was she, 15? Yeah, it was 15?
Yeah. 15. What?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm glad he's gone. I can say that for sure.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah,
I think we got 20 mil
crazy.
off him. We got like 20 mil off him. But like, what? Did you see that tag?
Wait, the same Alex Jimenez?
Alex Jimenez, Bournemouth right back. He plays for Bournemouth.
Okay, yeah,
right
I
now.
did know about that. I was thinking about Santi Jimenez. Wrong guy.
No.
Yeah.
Nah, Santi.
Okay. It's still insane. Like, I haven't seen the messages, but like, there's no way
I'm be honest, save yourself. He was talking to a 15-year-old. I don't know what was going through his head doing this. He's obviously very sick in the head. He's 100% very sick. But the memes that have come out about him marking Max Dowman honestly have fed me.
I mean, I think it just kind of. I think when there's stuff about like crazy stuff about this in the media that players have done, like talking to minors, like the whole Greenwood situation at Marseille, it just kind of shows you like what clubs are willing to tolerate for revenue, like what they're willing to tolerate for that publicity, for what players can bring to the club, and it's a little bit sad and concerning to what they're willing to put up with, and what like kind of personalities they bring in to represent them. And
We remember
and
the
it's
last Mendy that played for City. You know, he was accused of rape.
Furland
Benjamin.
Mendy,
Yeah, different Mendy. Yeah, different Mendy.
it's like
but
8
he also
different
played-
Mendys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's so many.
Benjamin Mendy.
Benjamin Mendy. It wasn't Furlan.
Benjamin, yeah, sorry, my fault.
Benjamin. But he was accused, and I don't think Man City paid his wages. I think they sold him not long after that too, which they rightfully did so. But they didn't pay him wages because he was banned. They didn't want him associated with them. Like, why would you want these kind of people associated with him? I know it's still like we don't know for sure if this is Alex Menez. I think it's still under investigation. Bournemouth are still investigating. He's currently suspended right now. But AI is a crazy thing. We don't, if this is real, we're talking about if this is real, but if this is fake, this is like, we have a bigger problem on our hands. If footballers are going to start getting blackmailed for this and doing this stuff now, it's insane.
But just talking about like the Benjamin Mendy situation, didn't he come out innocent? Didn't he come out?
I think he came out innocent. Yeah, he
came out. He came out innocent. Like he was and it was like
he was fine still. He was still
and,
fine.
I'm pretty sure like someone came out and said like the whole thing was fake. So like I feel like that's a different situation than the Alex Jimenez situation or the Greenwood situation.
Yeah, but I'm talking in the case of a club disassociating with the player completely.
Yeah.
If that comes to fruition with Alex Jimenez, he's currently under investigation. If we do find out this is true, I don't think. Would he go to the jail? I don't know the UK laws. I don't know if he'd go to the jail for this exactly because he's just talking with her on the text message. We don't know if anything transpired outside of that. But however this goes, does a club buy him after? Like I'm curious to see what happens with his career after that. Like, do Marseille just like throw a $5 million bid and he gets to play at Marseille now, or what's going on here?
Yeah. Who knows, man? Who knows? Who knows what clubs are thinking or what the future holds for these kinds of players and what they've done, but odds are they probably are going to continue to play football in some kind of professional capacity. So
okay, Champions League predictions. I want to while we have Zach, while we have you on here, you might come back, but while we have you on here, CL final. I want to get your prediction, and we'll do ours as well before we end off here.
I'm just a little worried though, like if Arsenal gets an early goal,
you mean an early penalty?
Yeah.
An early corner.
Early corner.
Yes,
like,
corner.
Like,
yes.
Yeah, like that's how
They don't want it.
They don't want it.
So like, I'm thinking more 2-1 PSG.
2-1 PSG. I like that score. I like that score.
I'm really scared 'cause I know Arsenal could do something stupid and win, but
Justice.
Well, we saw this fixture last year in the semifinals, and it ended 1-0 in the first leg and then 2-0 in the second. Granted, it was because Donnarumma. It's a different Arsenal side. It's kind of the same PSG side. It's basically the same. It's the same PSG side. Yeah, the same PSG side. But a lot of it came from. That was a lot of tribute. Yeah, Donnarumma just had crazy saves against Odegaard, against. I think he had a crazy one against Saka and Trossard. Yeah.
Trossard, yeah.
So honestly, I don't think. What is it? What's their keeper's name? Safanov. I don't know if Safanov is at that level of Donnarumma.
I think he's not at that level, but he's still top. I think
he's still top. But I also do think that this Arsenal side doesn't have as much firepower as they did previously. Maybe Eze changes my mind. Maybe Eze changes my mind and gets a crazy goal and catches Safanov off. But I am going PSG, obviously. I do see PSG scoring.
As you should.
It's either going to be like a. I say they get 3 or 4. Arsenal gets nothing, 0 or 1. I'll go with. I'm going 3-1.
I like that scoreline. I'm going 3-1 as well. I think Arsenal get lucky.
I can't do the same thing as you, so now I'm going 3-0. I'm going 3-0 now because I can't go the same thing as you. I can't go the same thing as you.
Just can't go the same thing as me.
Yeah, one of us has to lose.
You're talking to the Oracle here. I got one right, so let's remember that.
Is
Well,
Timber gonna be
I
back?
just want it to be said
Timber
that
won't be back.
if
Timber won't be
it
back. It's
ends
Ben
3-1, I said it first. So just want that to be said.
But I saw this debate going on. Before we end, Due or Saka, guys. Due or Saka.
Due,
Who do you
yeah.
guys want? Who do you guys want? Due or Saka?
Yo, get Saka.
Yo, guys, Messi or Saka, guys. Messi or Saka.
If you had to choose, Saka's creativity or Due's dribble. Like, come on, guys.
In the
Saka
big
or
game
Due?
moments, I think Saka's
big
coming
game
more
moments.
clutch than Messi.
Due by 100 miles. Due by 100 miles for me.
Yeah. All
All right. That's how we're gonna end. Thanks for tuning in to the beautiful game breakdown. That's episode 2.
BGB. That's episode
BGB.
2. BGB. All right. Bye.